so many of the seasonal rewards for MK1 have been lackluster and boring as hell as well. Like I remember at the beginning, there was this whole overarching flame bundle that it was one of the many reasons that I gave up, and I think a lot of people did as well, where you
Yo, you had to buy the flames on Liu Kang, bro. You had to buy the flames for Liu Kang, bro. Nah, what the fuck is really going on with NetherRealm? Ed Boon, what the fuck is really going on with your company, bro? Do you need some money? But y'all say what's up to YouTube again. All right, what's going on, YouTube? How y'all feeling today? Welcome in, welcome in. Today we're going to be watching Mortal Kombat is in Serious Trouble by What Culture Gaming. YouTube. What brought me onto this video was Mortal Kombat 1 was such a terrible game mechanically, but story-wise it was a good game. I felt like the story was good, but mechanics that shit was stupid. The fucking story was decent as well as the expansion, but it received negatives, which is why there not any more DLC for MK1. Should have never went with the woke route. What do you mean the woke route? Hold on. What? They was trying to it was like, hey, we need all these gay niggas. Like they didn't introduce a gay nigga on Mortal Kombat 10. What's the little arrow nigga? That nigga was gay as fuck. He was like, I know your true self. I know you like men. What the fuck did Raiden tell that nigga? But anyway, let's see what this video hitting on.
Something's been off with Mortal Kombat for quite some time. The development hell stories of how NetherRealm had to pivot back onto this game from initially working on Injustice 3, the attempt at a total reboot that once we played the story became the same multiverse framework Mortal Kombat 11 was already leaning into. The lackluster sales compared to MK11, the overpriced and underwhelming skins, removed features like the iconic fighter towers and the crypt, or even wider gear customization and a DLC that costs $50/£50, giving you 3 awesome new characters, but the worst story expansion in Mortal Kombat history. All of this led to
Yo, the expansion story was ass. The DLC story was ass. Oh, Cyrax and Sector. Well, if anyone need to be gender bent, I'm pretty sure they could have been gender bent because they were like cyborgs. But if they did that to any other character, I see where you're going. Yeah. Yeah, you can't make like Jax a woman or some shit. I could have. It was good, Rico.
premium DLC Chaos Reigns massively underselling. Chances are you didn't even realize it came out in September 2024, with how lukewarm everything now feels around Mortal Kombat. And
hold up, that thing came out this year? 2 months ago? The DLC came out this year, like 2 months ago, bruh? Kind of made Noob Saibot character look weak. Havoc really wasn't a big boss like that. What the fuck? Oh, so you gotta fight Havoc in the DLC? Well, I guess they were leaning towards that at the end. Bruh. Not they botch my nigga Noob. That's my favorite character in the game, bruh. Nah, man. That's crazy. No, there's not gonna be a Combat Pack 3, nigga. That shit ass. Oh, it said no.
And word from trusted leaker Fate Unknown is that Mortal Kombat's future DLC plans are now cancelled altogether. This comes after Ed Boon said Mortal Kombat 1 would be their most supported game yet, as clearly the wider landscape in gaming favors, at least from the publisher side, live services and constant playtime across years. But there's only so much that a fan base will take when they're being so mistreated. The crux of why it's all fallen apart is pure publisher greed from the Warner Brothers side. The same feeling felt like it was encroaching in MK11 with the challenge towers encouraging microtransaction spending to get through them, but that was called out and addressed as as soon as possible after launch. NetherRealm even came out and said, look, that was not the association that we were going with. We'll fix it, we'll tweak it, we hear you. We're not just in this game to get as much money from you as possible. Here,
Yes,
though, WB are leeching as much money.
W Hoodie, thank you, thank you. The sad thing about this game, someone bought this for me so I could fight them. And then we never fought on the game. Like, so she bought me the game, got on one time, struggle beat her ass, and then she never hopped back on the game, bro. I was like, damn, you bought the game so we could fight each other, bro. I kind of feel bad. You spent $70 on me, bro. W scam is hilarious. I kind of felt bad because I only played the story and dip.
From fans as they can, for reasons I'll get to in a
Scam
moment. But
likely
MK1's monetization and aggressively insulting price tags have left their
Yeah,
mark.
WB
When
need to
Mortal
stay out of
Kombat
games,
11
bro.
would sell you 3 skins for around £5 or $6, MK1 wants $10 per skin. There was the sour taste of already having to pay or grind out currency for Shang Tsung at launch last year, and the overall amount of grinding required overall to access anything customizable is another negative. Customization here is honestly such a ridiculous letdown, and I need to
you only get 6 colors, bro. No way. No way they did this to the customization. Struggle ruined any fighting games for her. Man, that's crazy, bro. That nigga's a scammer for real.
break this down in a few different ways because I can't believe they dropped the ball so much after MK11 did it so well.
That
because
is
even
so
if you
nasty,
do get
bro.
stuck into the framework on offer, the majority of skins and customization look terrible. Where MK11 let you swap out 3 pieces of individual gear and a costume, MK1 lets you change 1 item, usually a mask or something supremely minor, something you'd barely even notice. And the costume, well, it's called a palette because often you're just unlocking or changing colors, applying a flame effect or whatever, at least on the material, rather than anything more meaningful. Now, yes, Mortal Kombat 11 did have palette swaps, but the majority of what you were getting, especially if you were putting the time into the challenge towers, that would get you a more bespoke looking outfit, something with, you know, different shoulder pads, a different overall mesh, a different overall shape. You weren't just spending so much time only to get a green version of something that was formerly red. So many of the seasonal rewards for MK1 have been lackluster and boring as hell as well. Like I remember at the beginning, there was this whole overarching flame bundle that it was one of the many reasons that I gave up, and I think a lot of people did as well, where you
you had to buy the flames on Liu Kang, bro. You had to buy the flames for Liu Kang, bro. Nah, what the fuck is really going on with NetherRealm? Ed Boon, what the fuck is really going on with your company, bro? Do you need some money? Do you need some money, my nigga? What the fuck is this? What do you mean I gotta buy flames for the back? Flames for this nigga's hands, bro? This nigga is the fire god. What the fuck?
you were spending either real money or grinding out the premium currency to just get a more red and yellow looking version of Liu Kang or whatever. And it's like, how is this from the same team of creatives that gave us so many in-depth, you know, complex designs in MK11?
Oh, it's WB. They money hungry? Ah, okay. I was like, I know Ed Boon ain't doing this shit, bro. Flame DLC is beyond crazy. WB is just, man, we just need to boycott WB from games, bro.
Overall, Mortal Kombat 1 is just a massive letdown to this day. From its story being all over the place, wanting to be a reboot for the first half and then picking back up where MK11's DLC left off, albeit without Hiroyuki Tagawa, to the boring, unfinished feeling invasion mode that was just off-putting, running around, triggering the same fights over and over with very...
Yeah, that's the thing about MK1's story. Like, the first half was like a good-ass reboot. And then, like, the second half, it was basically Mortal Kombat 12, bruh. Yeah, that's the only reason I ain't really fuck with the story. The first half of the story was goated. But like once they started getting to like the second half of the story, that shit was started becoming mid. Ed Boon just got his head tied ever since WB picked up MK. It's all been money grab. Damn, that's crazy. They need to sell their rights to someone else.
Little reward. This mode is one of the weirdest feeling things in Mortal Kombat history, and we are talking about a property that would give us chess-based side modes or kart racing, things that have their place and are very much cult classics and beloved, especially in retrospect, but the invasions mode felt...
Hey! This ain't Cyrax. Cyrax the yellow one, right? This is Skeletor? Sector. Sector kind of big, nigga. God damn. You know what? They can keep the gender bend. If they making the characters this thick, they can keep it. Shit, I need this. Look how thick she got. Lee.
Felt like a weird Super Smash Bros. Ultimate adjacent board game thing where you're just running around these environments, triggering fights by stepping on different parts of the ground and just getting through them and moving on. It didn't feel like you're really interacting with the space. It didn't feel like it was an enjoyable place to go. It was a very simple way to represent this kind of content, and I felt like so much more could have been done.
I came in here to drop the hard ER.
The same person, Fate Unknown, mentioned the idea of getting rid of the invasions mode and replacing it with the Towers of Time, the thing that was in MK11, as a way to maybe spruce up the approach to accessing different fighters, different modifiers for fights, and encouraging you to still keep playing. But we're over a year since launch. If they're going to do something that big, you can argue that the time has already passed, unless there's some sort of meaningful marketing push to remind everybody, the positives of Mortal Kombat 1. I haven't played the game in months, and it's one of those things where even though I mean...
This nigga said he ain't played the game in months. Nigga, I ain't played this game in over a year. I beat the story and bounced, my nigga. That's all I needed. And I love MK as a series, bro. Man, this shit definitely went downhill.
Massive Mortal Kombat diehard. I'm kind of just ready to move on. I'm kind of just ready for MK13 or whatever the hell they want to call the next installment. But with future plans being cancelled and with so much, tumult happening across the board in regards to Warner Brothers,
that's crazy.
It's
Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X. I want to say that's probably like the last good Mortal Kombat game. Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat 11 was actually decent. It wasn't the shit show that it is now. I would rather play 11. 9 was goated. 9 was goated. X was fire. I ain't touched the game since I beat the DLC. I'm a big fan of MK, but how Tekken won my heart is over is crazy. Hey, Tekken is the best fighting game out right now. And then it's Street Fighter. I need to get back on Street Fighter because I want to play as Terry Bogard, but I don't have the year 2 joint. If someone, I need to find some money, or someone needs to give me like the season pass for season 2 so I can play as Terry Bogard. That's all I want to do. I want to play as Terry. Terry is one of my favorite fighters.
It's a rocky look ahead. We also have, that's the thing. Last year, like I said, I'm a massive Mortal Kombat fan. I was lucky enough to interview Ed Boon. We had a really lovely conversation, albeit for only 10 minutes, but it was a nice time. And we were lucky enough to give away, the collector's edition for Mortal Kombat 1, which it was a great launch period. I just feel like when people started playing the game, Mortal Kombat 1 sustainability then...
I actually have Mortal Kombat X for Steam because a homie was like, one of my homies came in here was like, hey, you want like, hey, I think it was on sale for like $5 at the time. He was like, hey, I'll buy Mortal Kombat X. Y'all want to play on? And we still haven't got on, bro. But I would definitely hop back on X before I hop back on Mortal Kombat 1.
fell off a cliff. I feel like most people gave up after a month or two at the most. Sales have been a
I damn
shadow
sure
of
gave
Mortal
up
Kombat
after a
11,
week.
arguably just due to launch window hype and what comes after it, and over half the gamers still being on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, where Mortal Kombat 1 is just not available. It's a next-gen only game. However, now, like I said, we're over a year since launch, and those sales numbers haven't increased, with word of mouth only turning to tell potential players to stay away instead. In a wider sense, Mortal Kombat is becoming too important for Warner Brothers, and this is one of the most important talking points. It's too obviously in the crosshairs for investors, and specifically CEO David Zaslav, who said when it comes to Warner Brothers gaming output overall, going forward, they only want to focus on 4 key pillar brands: Batman/DC, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat until now was the only one of those franchises that I would say had outright love baked in. It was yet to be fully exploited by this idea of the corporate machine, this idea of betraying fan respect and fan love. Like, obviously, we can talk about the likes of Game of Thrones, the way those TV seasons went, the fact that that was down to
out here cousin fucking crazy. This shit started off with sibling fucking and ended with cousin fucking crazy. I had some L's in Mortal Kombat a few months ago. He in his villain arc now. W uncle. You gotta turn that nephew into a villain. W mans. WB don't give a shit but profit. Man, who are you telling, bro? This shit is crazy.
D&D, like the two showrunners, it didn't seem like it was an overarching Warner Brothers decision to take that thing in the direction that they did. But if we talk about the general feel around an IP, Mortal Kombat, especially going into Mortal Kombat 1, was sky high. And, you can look at the likes of Gotham Knights or the handling of
Gotham Knights. I played a little bit of Gotham Knights, and I was bored. I played like the first hour or two, and I got bored, bro. That shit felt so slow. Man, yeah, F Gotham Knights. What happened to the series I love, man? What are they doing to my favorite series, man? Definitely a sleep simulator.
Of the Arkham franchise, the way that Batman and DC has rolled out, the DCEU, and the way those movies have come together, a lot of the shine was taken off Batman/DC. Harry Potter had a massive success with Hogwarts Legacy, but we haven't had any other games until then. And
I don't like the Harry Potter franchise at all, never did, so I don't really care for Harry Potter. So when Harry Potter was getting canceled for all that trans shit, I was like, shit, I'm here to cancel Harry Potter, period. Man, fuck a Harry Potter, nigga. I was a Harry Potter hater before the trans people was hating. I was like back then they called me a hater. Today they call me a hero. What you doing? We reacting, boo. We reacting. Yeah, didn't even try. Why they make Red Hood look like a man? Red Hood not even supposed to be big, bro. He not. No. Don't get me wrong. Red Hood is big, but he's not as big as they were supposed to make him, bro. They made that nigga look like the Hulk, bro. That shit was crazy.
Obviously, there's all the controversy around J.K. Rowling and the way that the movies and the TV show roll out, the whole sequel thing with the Fantastic Beasts saga.
Oh, hell no.
My overall point is that Mortal Kombat had the most to lose and the most money invested in the amount of love that was there, which clearly WB zeroed in on when it comes to Mortal Kombat 1's microtransactions.
Man, fuck WB.
And I just think that's a bit of a shame.
I still played
Mortal Kombat until now was the only one of these franchises that had outright love baked in. Yes,
was
Mortal Kombat
fun.
10 was a bit of a shakier release than the flawless victory.
I'm gonna call you whatever I want.
But Mortal Kombat 11 sold over 15 million units, had outstanding art direction, a phenomenal set of revitalized fighting mechanics, and a series of modes that respected the player's time. That is another thing that is so crucial to this overall conversation, is respecting the fan base, respecting the people that got you there in the first place. And it's not like this is the first time that Mortal Kombat has bottomed out. We had a weird period for MK across the end of the 2000s where, for as much as something like Deception's campaign mode is beloved, MK Armageddon felt like they were really running.
Well, Red Hood skinny as hell on that Titan show on Max. Man, I was looking at that Titan show. Shout out to the nigga, to the homie Doom. I was in his stream. I be lurking, just watching his shows and shit. Yo, I was like, why they make Red Hood a bitch, bro? I mean, he's not a bitch, but he sound. They should have got another actor for Red Hood, bro. I didn't like the casting on that one. Not the casting for Red Hood, anyway.
Out of Steam,
they made
just
that nigga
making
way
the
too
biggest
skinny.
roster possible, reselling you the same game engine, attempting
He
a
a
create
bitch
your own
ass.
fatality, series of finishes that was incredibly underwhelming.
Let me finish this reaction
and
first,
that led to
then
Midway overall, various other factors included, but that led to Midway going under entirely. It was Warner Brothers who saved Midway, saved NetherRealm, saved Ed Boon, and revitalized Mortal Kombat with 2011's release. Mortal Kombat 9 in 2011.
Yo, what pissed me off about this story was, in the beginning, they set up Raiden to be like the hero of the story and all that. And then that nigga does nothing later on in the story, bro. That nigga wins the tournament and then fights with Shang Tsung. I was like, bro, are you gonna make him the hero of the story or not? Is this a reboot or not, my nigga? Like, what the fuck is going on here, bro? That would have been fire. That would have been fire if Raiden became the hero like Liu Kang was, bro. I was liking the direction. Yeah, don't make him a tank. Yeah, don't make him a tank, but don't make him a stick. Facts. That nigga was built like a lollipop. Yeah. Built like a blow pop is crazy.
Being the best received Mortal Kombat since something like Deadly Alliance. And even then, Deadly Alliance has its issues. I feel like 2011's Mortal Kombat was the revitalized fire around the IP that they were then able to ride out for the rest of the 2010s, which, like I said, MK10 was a little bit shaky, but MK11 was a reminder that, nah, this team knows exactly what they're doing. Look at this art direction. Look, you can almost pin it down to look at Scorpion. Look how incredible Scorpion looks in MK11, for example, because the way that stuff all came together across the 2010s is what made Mortal Kombat so revitalized overall. Mortal Kombat 1, though, feels every bit like the product of a development affected by top-down corporate cash grabs. Money men making decisions for an IP formerly guided and guarded by a veteran at the top in Ed Boon, who sadly can only do so much against shareholder demand, and a CEO more than happy to minimize integrity and respect to make the numbers go up. I feel like Mortal Kombat is the latest in a long line of IP being held up in this endless attempt to extract as much money as possible from as many brands as possible. And like I said, it's not like MK has this flawless history whatsoever. It clearly doesn't.
Hey, one thing about this game, though, Melina was bad. Melina was bad. I would have risked it all. I wouldn't have made her suck my dick, though. I'd have just been fucking off I'd have just been pussy fucking. Like, we just strictly doing pussy and ass. I'm not going near your mouth. Melina was bad, bruh.
There have been many positives and negatives across the last 25 plus years, but at the same time, it does take something as aggressive as a premium DLC set around a character no one was asking to be fleshed out, for this weird soft reboot that didn't go anywhere, for aggressive skin pricing models to invade so much that
give her
it
a muzzle.
takes
Fact.
a veteran series of fans to go, nah, that's actually my breaking point and I'm done. And there's also the fact that we have all the guest character conversations as well. The fact that Mortal Kombat seems way more obsessed with reminding you of who they've managed to get in, whether it's Rambo or Ghostface or whoever, than it is fleshing out its own story, believing in its own characters. Because Mortal Kombat has one of the most distinct art designs in gaming history. The likes of Scorpion, Quan Chi, whoever you want to throw in there, they are incredibly recognizable and incredibly beloved because of how much confidence was always in that original style. Something that I would say clashes with the way Mortal Kombat 1 presents itself.
Hold up, you talking about the newest Mortal Kombat movie? I'm not gonna hold you. I actually like the movie a little bit. Would I watch it again? Maybe. But it wasn't that bad to me. It was, I mean, of course it wasn't gonna be like video game like lore, but like video game story movie, but hey, I fucked with that Mortal Kombat movie. And to be honest, the old Mortal Kombat movies, like the first two, they were pretty ass too, but we all liked them shits. They was fire to us.
where all of a sudden you're into multiversal MCU
Well, it was fire to
Disney
me.
style overarching approaches to storytelling that, yes, again, Mortal Kombat has done bits and pieces of in the past, but never so overtly
What
super
is this?
heroic, never so overtly chasing that sort of MCU dollar in a way, or at least that's how it felt. And that's also, you know, referring to a story mode that ends incredibly abruptly, assumedly to then sell you this follow-on premium story DLC that a lot of people just bounce off because of how
Yeah, the
threadbare
new
it
one was
was. To
entertaining.
me, NetherRealm missed the opportunity to bring back the Dragon King Onaga, who a lot of fans were asking for. I still feel like you could do a Mortal Kombat centered around Onaga, but that whole conversation around guest characters, how much they cost, whether the monetization side of things is linked to trying to bring in increasingly bigger gets in regards to wider franchises, that's a whole thing that they need to figure out. I feel like overall the conversation is on what is the lifeblood of Mortal Kombat? Is it the guest characters? Is it the new?
One reason I knew this game was going to be ass is because we heard nothing about Mortal Kombat. And then one day, it just popped up on a fucking game award. It just popped up on like a game show and was like, we're about to release Mortal Kombat in like 2 months. Nigga, what? No way you're doing a 2-month rollout for a game that's coming out this year, bruh. What the fuck? It was like no warnings whatsoever. With Tekken and Street Fighter, you had like they told you like a year before like that shit was coming out. When they told you that the game was coming out, they said the game was coming out like sometime next year. When Mortal Kombat did that shit, they was like sometime in 2 months. I was like, oh hell nah. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh, the one, yeah, that's the newest one. Them little twigs.
That
That boy got
is it just
fucked
the
up.
gore? Are there ways to make those things work? Is it the mini games? Is it the spin-offs? You know, we have mini games, like I said before, like chess and kart racing, and spin-offs like Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. When I was lucky enough to
Yo, that's what they need to make. They need to make another Shaolin Monks, or like bring the old Shaolin Monks back. Man, Shaolin Monks was a time. Shaolin Monks, that was a game I played with my little brother. Rest in peace. He would be excuse me. I would be like Liu Kang. He would be like Kung Lao. That shit was so fun to us, bruh.
speak to Ed Boon, I asked him about the Shaolin Monks sequel or a Shaolin Monks revival, and he was up for it. He said that the idea of a new Shaolin Monks should be done bigger than ever. They should do a proper co-op game, something you can play online, something like that, because they didn't just want to bring back the original title and, you know, sort of sell it that way. They wanted to do more with that original framework, which is the same thing that was confirmed to be happening back in 2019 with the re-releases of the original trilogy, the original 90s games. There were screenshots leaked for that in terms of what the reskin of those games would have looked like, but the project was shut down, assumedly because of the need to push towards the next big game, the next main game, and get the likes of what would become Mortal Kombat 1 over the finish line. I feel like where we're at right now, Mortal Kombat is in an extremely precarious place. You're also talking about veterans like Ed Boon who have been doing this for decades of their own life, and it's very easy for someone in a forced, unfortunate position to just step off the rung instead. And get out of this horrible corporate approach to franchises, which is very much what we are in the middle of, with the likes of David Zaslav having more sway than someone like an Ed Boon, even though Ed Boon is the reason they have Mortal Kombat to play with in the first place.
Damn. Damn. W video. Damn, Ed Boon really can't do shit to a franchise he made, bro. This is why I would never sell the rights to like any franchise I would make, bro. Because then you'd be in positions like this where you can't do shit about like the direction they're taking your franchise that you made in. That's so ass, bro. I hope Ed Boon takes Mortal Kombat out of WB, bro. Yeah, that's a damn shame. Nigga created this whole franchise. He has no say whatsoever what goes on, bro. I mean, not no say whatsoever, but he really can't do much to like what decisions they make, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.